in the shop. We're working on putting tire chains on the old tractor here. And I'd like to start by saying I've had chains on the front, and these are just regular old crossbar chains, nothing special. But the chains that we're putting on the rear today are like a forestry type chain, like you'd see on log skidders. They have the X patterns in them, and they also have the ice diggers on them. So these things here, we used to have these on a Massey Ferguson 175. It was a 2-wheel drive tractor we had. And when we first added these to that tractor, it was like putting 4-wheel drive in that thing. I mean, it was probably a bigger difference than having 4-wheel drive. So adding these to this ought to really make this thing dig. First thing I did was jack the old tractor up here so my tire will spin freely. That'll make it a little easier on me to spin this up on there. I have a feeling I'm going to end up having to cut these down because the Massey had a little bit bigger tires than this, I do believe. So after I got my chain up and over there where I need it, I gotta come to the inside and I'm gonna buckle my link over here to the right length that I want it before I end up cutting this stuff down. And on these links, there's four links between each one of these. I'm trying to keep it even. So I'm gonna pull this up. I'll take 2 off that one and 2 off that one. I'm just gonna throw a little clevis in here. Actually, I need to, this clevis will make up for one. So, yeah, that'll work. All right, that's the inside. That looks fairly even around there, if you can see around this towards the rim. I'm gonna pull my valve cord and let a little air out of this tire, so this way I can pull her down tighter. And whenever I air the tire back up, it'll be tight on the chains as well. And these tires are loaded, so there's not a lot of air in them. All right, got all the air out. It gave us a little better look at what we're doing here. That one there will be pulled tight right in there and hooked. So this middle section's taking me a minute to figure stuff out. I'm slowly getting there, and the reason it's taking me a minute is because it didn't match up evenly. Like we had a open spot to a closed spot. So I'm gonna get the grinder here. I gotta cut a few chunks out of these side links, and I'm gonna attach them to my bolts on the sides. And I'll show you what that looks like. I'll show you what I got going on here. All right, so here's my side one. I got it all bolted together here. And I got the inside one bolted like that, but I gotta go cut the links off still, so that I've gotta cut these ones off too here in a minute. But so right here, as from this middle one, this one's got this big ring on it, but these ones here don't. So I don't know if I'm just gonna get a couple small clevises and just clevises to it, each side, and call that good. But I think I'm gonna lose slack if I do that. But maybe if I go here and here, that'll probably be the thing to do, is clevis these two together and just get rid of this ring. I mean, I could probably leave it on there, but I think, yeah, here to here would probably be my best bet. Before I tighten everything up and go around cutting everything off the grinder, I'm gonna release my come along and then probably put air in the tire and make sure this sits on there tight enough that, like I want it. I almost need to get rid of this ring and bolt these two together. That'd probably be best if I could do that. Oh yeah, I can pull those tight enough to bolt those. If I can bolt those two together, that'll probably take care of that issue. So I think I got it figured out what I need to do. I'm gonna let my air back out, and I think if I get this one bolted to this one, I should be able to put the air back to them, or even if I get my clevises to hook together, or weld those two together, I'd have it. I'm gonna try to get bolts in that, and bolt that one together. So I cut that big center ring out, and I'm gonna turn these links sideways like this, and I'm gonna bolt these together. Tighten all this stuff up. Extra links here off in the center, but I think that there ought to do the trick. Oh yeah, that's good and snug on there. That's what we want. That's what we're after. We don't want that to be able to move around on that tire. 10.5. I don't want to do it. Oh yeah. That'll be good. All right, now I got to do the other one. I'm gonna go ahead and take a grinder and cut that stuff off there and clean that up. Well, there she is, all cleaned up. Turned out pretty good there, I think. I left me just a couple little links here on my ends, just so I got some room to play with here. And if you'll notice, I got 2 links on the outside and 3 on the inside. Well, there's the same amount in these chains, But the trick, the chains that I've always done is you run your inside just slightly tighter than your outside. And it keeps the chain from rolling off the tire. So this way, if you do have to add something in here for tension later on, you don't have to worry about it pulling off the outside, the inside of the tire, pulling over. You can always add tension to this side. So I'm gonna move on to that one. Well, I got my other one laid out here, and it doesn't have that great big ring holding the one end together like the other one did. So this one might be a little bit easier for me, and it might be a little bit harder because of that. I don't know. We're gonna get her up on the tire and find out. I forgot to let the air out of the tire. This one here's got a little bit more antifreeze in it than the other one had. And yeah, you heard me right whenever I said antifreeze. That's what we load our tires with. A lot of truck garages and stuff, you can actually get drums of used antifreeze from them. Well, just like on the other one, first thing I'm going to do is bolt the inside. At least get a bolt in. I got the inside and the outside bolted. Now I'm going to figure something out in the middle. Boy, if we could just get those two right there close together, we'd have this one folded. If we get that folded, man, that hair would be sweet. Double layered right there like that. Yeah, that'll work. Get a little more quick here. There's more than one way to skin a damn cat. Or put a tire chain on, whatever you want to call it. There we go. Double barrel right there. A little smoke on there just so they can't get it anywhere. Would you look at it? Just look at it. There's chains. The old girl's got chains all the way around. That mare ought to do pretty good. I ain't even got air in that tire yet, and these chains are, they're pretty snug as it is. So I'm gonna air them up and I'll show you how tight they really get. Well, there she is, all aired up and everything. Look at that. Them chains is on there good and tight. Ain't it going nowhere. So. Well, that there was putting chains on the old farm tractor here. I had to cut them down and make them fit. It worked out pretty good for me. I think this here will work if we get a big snow or something. That or just in the mud and climbing up hills and everything. These things here, I just put 3 inches of tread on these tires basically. So you guys like videos like this, go check out the rest of my channel. Thanks for watching.